This is my diary. I'm sharing with you. This is my journey, my cross to bear. I know the truth because I was there. You think you know, but you have no idea.
What up, those sexy people? I'm your girl, Nikki Gilbert Daniels, and it is another episode of Diary of a Diva. When I tell you, this next sister that I am about to interview, first of all, she is just one of the realest, say it like you mean it, no holds barred, absolutely beautiful. And she reminds me a lot of myself in that she is a true multi-hyphenate. Started out in this industry as Miss Jones, an R&B singer. But a little birdie told me that Wendy Williams was essential in her getting the name Jonesy. You know her from all the morning radio shows, and I am so honored that we are working together on a really incredible project that you're about to hear more about. Ladies and gentlemen, let's show some NYC love for my sister, my friend, Miss Jones. Jonesy!
That was everything. I'm not worthy, but thank you. I'm so glad to be here with you.
Listen, of course.
This is so.
Yeah, we
thank
here,
you.
baby. We
thank
here.
You for the
we are here,
girl, and I think we are meant to be here at this time.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. This is ordained. This is divine order. And it's so necessary what we finna do. And I'm so excited that I had an opportunity to sit down with you on your show, Pink Champs, which I cannot wait for the world to see. And listen, this is what I always say. And me and Jonesy you be having conversations and forget that it's like an interview because it's just like, bitch, do you know this motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? So get ready for a lot of that. So I'm on the other side of it. And it's her turn in the hot seat.
Right.
Jonesy. I get a call. Actually, I reached out to her first for this show, right? And she's like, "Yeah, I know we're supposed to be doing that thing, but tell us how. Tell the world how this incredible venture and partnership came up."
Well, before that, I was watching you online during COVID and after, and I think I'm attracted to passion and cause, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know, but I jump in ready to fight, and we had never met, but you're still my sister in R&B, like. And I'm like, they're always coming for us, and we have not created an official gang, but I'm here. So, that's right. So then we're talking back and forth, and then you invited me to do Diary of an R&B Diva.
Yes.
Diary of a
Diva.
Diary of a Diva. And, of course, the schedules, but I was always locked in, right? And then I'm doing my online show, and someone goes, "You need to bring back R&B Divas." I'm like, I can't bring it back. That ain't my shit. So I was like, I'm always flexing my phone book. And I'm like, but let me call Nikki. Oh, I text you and you actually answered. And I was like, humana. I told you what they said. You were like, you know what? My husband and I already were talking about that. Yeah. And he's from Philly. Yeah. And I knew when you said Philly, because Philly is my heartbeat. Yeah. I love New York, but y'all left me in them hip-hop Hot 97 streets. We'll talk about that another time. And you said, my husband said, the only one that could anchor R&B Divas New York is Miss Jones or Jonesy. And so you were like, let's talk about it. So thank you for being open.
Thank you for being, it's interesting because people assume that I'm a me person, and that could not be further from the truth. So to hear, I'd already been kind of like, okay, when the time is right, in divine order, when the time is right, we're going to bring this franchise back, And I've been like toying with the idea of like recreating the R&B Divas version of the franchise in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. But it's always been a franchise. So we did Atlanta, we did LA, and Brownstone is a New York group. I'm sorry. Like, none of us are from New York. I'm from Detroit. Maxie's from... Oh, I'm sorry. I lie. Maxie is from South America, Guyana, but she grew up in Queens.
Oh, come on, Queens get the money, because that's where I'm from.
Queens get the money.
Yes.
Dollar bills, y'all, right?
What?
So Maxie is a New Yorker, but New York has always embraced us, always shown us love, and people assume that we were all from New York because of the name, thus the name Brownstone.
And the way you moved in your video.
Yeah,
it
was very, that 90s thing was just so NY influenced, right?
That's right.
And our video, we had, If You Love Me was all like on set, right? But it wasn't, we weren't in New York. People thought we were, but we were actually at Paramount lot in LA. Wow. And it was, it was the New York City.
It gave that New York,
Yeah, it gave that vibe. So New York has always been good to me.
So we adopted y'all.
Yeah,
so y'all
exactly.
New York by law.
Yes, New York has always been good to us. So it just made sense. And it's interesting because you know, when you think about music, you know, there's cities that come to mind, have always come to mind: Detroit, St. Louis, Chicago, New York. So when the opportunity came up and you presented it, I was just like, ding, 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 ding. And of course, Mr. Daniels, who doesn't get involved in any of it. And let him have it. This is my husband. Let him have it. We ain't got to do shit else with an R, a B, or a diva in it.
Okay.
But when this thing came up, he was just like, oh yeah, Jonesy. Oh yeah. Now wait, hold on. I was like, can we do it? And he was like, yeah. So I'm honored.
Thank you.
And I know that you're going to take great care of this franchise. And I know that
I will take the best care.
You are.
And when I come into confusion, I will call you and include you.
Yeah,
because
only
this
when
is
you
your
need
baby.
me. Only when you need me, because New York is your baby. Be clear. New York is Jonesy's baby. But I'm auntie, and I'm going to come in and be there as needed.
I need you.
But let's talk. Let's let the people get into, for those of you who have been under a rock. Let's let the people get into Jonesy. So you got your record deal. I read somewhere, I heard somewhere that you actually sang for somebody on the street.
I walked up to Dougie, or I was introduced. So Dougie was on this side of the street, on 125th Street in Harlem, men's walkers. If you know, you know. That's how you know I've been outside before outside was a thing. Men's walkers, and Biz Markie was on that side of the street. My friend who danced for Super Lover C and Casanova Rudd, Do the James, you remember that song?
Yeah.
He was like, who you want to meet? Who you want to meet? Now, mind you, my mom had just died 2 weeks prior. 3 weeks prior, I had just graduated from college. So I came home to dashed dreams and grad school impossibilities. I was going to Howard. I had been accepted for the music program for a master's. I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, I'm never going to be able to fulfill, right? I chose Doug because I didn't feel like traffic and crossing, and I sung in his face. There was a song on somebody's beatbox playing. Boombox, rather. I said beatbox because of Dougie. And then he said, if you were a real singer, you could sing anytime, anywhere. And I sung the song, There's Nothing Better That I'd Like to Do. Right? You know, Denise Williams.
Yes.
You love me, baby. 35 years later, I just did it over with Ted Smooth, DJ Ted Smooth.
Oh, wow.
Right? On top of the Music Soul Child for the Night Beat.
Okay.
Whole nother story, but that's how I got my start. And he said, I'm going to put you on. I'm going to call you. And back then, you didn't have cell phones. So you had to sit by the phone.
Right.
Or make sure there was enough film on
the phone.
Right. And he called.
Wow.
And then he called. There was a ticket for me at the airport to fly out to L.A. to MC Hammer's compound. And Louis Burrell was waiting at the airport. Or sent a driver up. Yeah.
Wow, you went to MC Hammer's Hammer, I am.
They put me in the mix, Nikki.
We heard, wow, they put you in the mix, Jonesy. That's crazy. So you sang over a beat. It's interesting. I think it was Sherry Dennis I was talking to. She said she sang a cappella over a beat. And just
that was the way.
Not a cappella over a beat, but she just made something up over a beat.
Off top.
And
that was
got
the
her
way.
deal.
That was the way.
An opportunity and preparation meeting. You was prepared for the opportunity.
Didn't know, because I was grieving my mom. And I'm already thinking of like part-time jobs I can do. I can answer phones. I did it every summer. And that meeting, right? Even though my songs may not be, I don't remember her songs, for those of you saying that, my songs made impact, and because of that, I was able to get jobs in radio.
Wow.
Because the artist felt comfortable with me, because I knew the artist side. I knew the artist's trepidations and fears and inhibitions. But I was still able to give my bosses great story, right?
Right.
So radio took off more than I anticipated. And, I didn't have a mom and a dad to fall back on. I didn't have you can always come back to your bedroom and figure it out. I didn't have that.
No,
it was
this is where you sink or swim.
That's it. And since I was 20, it's been that way for me. So
wow,
yeah,
wow, that's young. That's an early time to lose your mom.
It's so young because you're untethered in the world, as Melissa Ford says, and you don't have anybody pulling you in saying you're going too far.
Yeah,
you're doing too much.
Slow down, baby.
You're going too fast, right?
Yeah.
So I've been out there now. It's a blessing because everybody want to say I was outside. No, you weren't.
You was outside.
I didn't want to be, but I'm so glad. I was in the streets every night, in every club, running on the mic, like getting known to the DJs of New York City. So
yeah, I love that. But you come from music. Like in high school, you went to a school that was all about the Fame School.
The school that the movie Fame and the TV show Fame was based upon. Music and art, performing arts. That's the school I went to.
I always wanted to go to a school like that.
I know that you did.
I always
because
wanted to go
you're
to a
serious
school
about
like
the
that.
art.
I'm so serious about the
Yeah,
art.
yeah.
And it was just fame was just my shout out Gene Anthony Ray, Debbie Allen, and all. You want fame? Well, fame costs. And right here is where you what?
Where you start paying in blood, sweat, and tears.
It's blood, sweat, and tears. So you are trained.
I'm trained.
You are not just some fly by night ass. No. You are a trained singer.
And sometimes I wonder if I was overtrained because in the 90s it was all about getting a singer on top of hip hop beats. Okay. So when you come in being classically trained, which is all they offered, you can sing in German and Italian and French and all the things. Right. The mixtape kings ain't trying to hear all that.
Like, what's this Ave Maria you singing over here?
That
this ain't it. No.
Right.
I love that, but it gives you the tools, like, you know what I'm saying. I used to know how to sight read, baby.
Right. Yeah, no, see, and that's the sight reading thing I always struggled with.
Right. Yeah.
But I could do it if my back is up against the wall. I'm going to get you up and down that scale.
Right. Wow. Okay, so Lil Jonesy, Fly Girl, NYC. Auditions for Dougie, which shout out to Dougie Fresh. I love Dougie. He's just always so sweet. And well, men don't like to be called sweet, but he's always so cool.
That's all right.
But you get this deal with Dougie, you do your album. At what point did you realize, it might be time for a pivot? Like, you released the record. Did you feel like a lot of artists who get signed to, I was signed to, not a production deal, it was a label deal through Michael. But a lot of artists who get signed sometimes feel like maybe, especially when it's a production company or like a misogynistic scenario, that you didn't get the promotion, the opportunity. Did you feel a little slighted at all in your artistic career?
I didn't, because the album never came out.
Your album never came out?
It never came out.
Did they give you a damn masters back?
So I got to be nice, because we're in conversations and I don't want to do too much.
Oh, let's be nice.
Right. Right. And I come into proximity with Bill Stephanie, who owned the label, often. Yeah. And so it can be done nicely. I don't want to go the hard way, Absolutely. Right? We have I pick and choose. So the album never came out, and that's what frustrated me. Okay. And then you have Andre Harrell over here and Russell Simmons over here, and we're at Chaz and Wilson's, and they're both like, we want to sign you. We want to sign you. And they're like, F Bill Stephanie, we'll buy you out of that. He'll be happy. And so I get up and I sing. And they both are negotiating for me. And then Leor Cohen gets on the phone. He jumps the gun, calls Bill Stephanie and goes, Bill, it's Leor. I'm signing your girl tomorrow and there's nothing you can do about it. I was there. I was in those Def Jam offices when he did it.
Wow. You know what? This is probably the third time Chaz and Wilson's has come up in a conversation. For those of you who do not know,
tell them that.
Chaz and Wilson's, Ron Grant. It was just, rest in peace, Ron, right?
Yeah.
It was just the place where, like, I remember being in Chaz and Wilson's and Madonna was there. I remember being in Chaz. I met Monica for the first time. She was very young at Chaz and Wilson's. Chaz and Wilson's was a quintessential spot in New York City where labels
for singers.
And it had like the local,
Undiscovered
like Melanie
and Discovered.
all of the Undiscovered and Discovered. And that was the beauty of it. It was a humbling place.
Yeah.
Because, you got a record deal, but Melanie is right over here.
Ready to watch
and this one is right over there. Yep. And they coming up after you leave that stage. And if you don't stand and deliver, you will get humbled.
It was like the Apollo.
It was like the Apollo.
Without the audience, but it's an audience, but
it's a dinner, it's a supper club kind of venue, right?
And so Melanie is there, right? Shaka could be over there, right? Yep. They're paying you no mind. You're signing, you're putting your name down on the list if you are unsigned.
Right.
And if you're a new artist, you're just sitting down with the people that brought you there. Yep. And maybe you're going like this when Ron comes by your table with the mic.
That's exactly what you were doing. Like, Ron used to come, walk through the crowd with the mic and stuff it in your face. And the night I was there, he did it with Madonna. You know what it was? Okay, boom. Tina Marie and Madonna were both in the house at the same time, and Tina Marie got through killing on stage. And he walked over, and Madonna did that whole, like, don't try it with me, sir.
Yeah, because I mean, Madonna's a performer, not necessarily a singer, right?
Right.
We're happy you're here, but we ain't trying to hear you.
Right.
We're happy you're here.
We love Madonna. I actually got
Right.
my first start came from me singing "Crazy for You" like a fool at 14, and they were like, "What is this you're singing?"
Because it was on the radio all the
right,
time,
yes,
right? And we
yes.
respect her for her
Yes,
gifts, but
we
she
do.
knows that
Yeah, she knows
she
what
knew,
it is.
right?
She knew what it was, and you were definitely not coming up after Tina Marie
At all.
I'm sorry, I don't care how much or how talented.
Yeah. So
You're never going on stage after that.
and so for those of you, it was a must. It was like you had to go through
A rite of passage.
A rite of passage. That's it.
It was a rite of passage.
Chaz and Wilson.
The
so-
labels were like, "Oh, you think you got it? Meet us down in Chaz and Wilson's."
Yeah. And guess
We're like,
what?
What is that? And yeah.
And you sunk or swam.
Yep, that's it. And
'Cause
they'll let you know.
they'll let you
Because you
know.
hear them drinks clinking and people eating and talking, you know you ain't doing it.
And they're trying to act like they're not paying attention. Shock and Gladys are cutting their steak, acting like they're not paying
Right,
attention.
right.
And they are either kikiing or
Yes,
clapping with
yes.
the but
Wow,
yeah.
what a moment. What a moment.
And an
in
era,
time, in
right?
an era.
That you were glad to be a part of because you learned.
Yes,
It was not necessarily a safe environment, but it wasn't a harmful one.
right.
And it put your ego in check.
It puts your ego in check. Ain't no room for ego at Chaz and Wilson's, especially with them singing ass folks. So Chaz and Wilson's happens,
And then-
you realize that your record is not coming, even after Lior, who he's still doing big things, right?
He is.
Isn't
He's doing like not Amazon. YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah.
He did that whole made YouTube.
Lior, come on! What we got to do, Lior, to get these streams up on YouTube? That's what we need to know. You know what I'm saying here. But
He
so
might be a little pissed still. I don't know because
Oh,
I
wow.
chose Andre.
Oh, really?
So Leon made the call, and I chose Andre because up to that point, the only R&B singer Def Jam had ever had was Allison Williams. And we love you, Allie.
Wow.
But that's not where the times had changed, right?
Yes.
Andre, however, had Uptown Records prior to. He had Mary, Jodeci, Christopher Williams, all the Father MC. They were the sound.
Right.
They were like the Motown of the 90s.
And Uptown was indeed the Motown of the 90s.
So
That
who's
was
not
really
going
what
with
everybody
Dre?
wanted. Yeah.
So and Doug and Dre were friends. So
Yeah.
I'm going with who my man is
yeah,
going with.
yeah.
And then Dre got fired when I
Yeah,
got there.
yeah.
They brought in George Jackson, and George Jackson passed away.
Yeah.
And so at this point, I'm like, let me lock down in radio. Let me get a little more serious and not just do weekends.
Wow, that's crazy. And rest in peace, Andre Harrell. What I appreciate
And
about
George.
Andre Harrell is he was really a cultural architect.
I
He
agree.
understood what was fabulous.
Yeah.
I remember he with the glasses and the suit.
ghetto fabulous,
Fabulous.
yeah.
That's fabulous.
But
you
what
did.
I really appreciated about him more than that is that he employed kids our age. We were all
Yeah.
like in our 20s, and it was the first time kids our age were able to make a decent salary, six-figure salary, doing the hip hop music.
Yeah.
That our parents said that ain't gonna make it, that ain't going nowhere. Andre made sure that you were able to show your parents your pay stub.
Right. Oh wow. That's power. And that's, and at the end of the day, we understand that the industry as a whole was a very corrupt, dark place as we've gotten older. Yeah. So it makes you appreciate. My version of Andre would have been Jeffrey Harleston, who's still at Universal. I think he's like really like either the head of Universal Music or
I don't know.
not the head, but yeah, Jeffrey Harleston, who was in business affairs, and he gave me my masters. I did an album that never came out.
Okay.
And he said he called and he was like, well, we're gonna drop you, the record's not coming, but I'm going to give you your masters back, and you may not understand the value of that now, but you will one day. So brothers like that who understood it, even in an industry that was very not friendly to us in that regard.
Yeah.
We have to definitely recognize them. So, how did you? So, did Wendy? First of all, did you replace Wendy?
No.
I've asked this question before. You did not.
No, we were co-workers. And the funny thing is, I was the weekend girl. But when Wendy would go on vacation or Angie would go on vacation, even Flex, I was the one they would call because I had no kids. I lived on the West Side Highway in this fancy building that Andre Harrell had me, Faith, Biggie, Diddy asked him, where are you putting the artists at? High Five.
Wow.
We all lived in this place called West End Towers.
Wow.
That's where Lil Kim came that night to fight Faith over Biggie.
What?
Yeah, child, yeah.
What?
And she couldn't get in the building, so I had to bring her in and let her. I didn't know she was going to fight. I didn't know.
You let her in to fight my friend?
Buzzed her in. And I love Faye. But Faye wore that ass out.
I heard.
Yeah.
I heard.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something about Faith Renee.
Wore it. Ooh.
One of the coolest, most down-to-earth, realest, ever, but does not play. You gotta, how they say you gotta watch some quiet ones. Faith don't play.
Well, you don't
If
come
you
to
if
someone's
don't start
home.
none, it won't be none.
How you come to my?
She came to her house.
To the house
looking
with
for it.
people. But that's in the past. Biggie
Right.
was still alive then. We have all gotten grown, and
We've heard the stories.
I'm just
but
trying to
yeah.
give context and color
Yeah,
right now
yeah.
to paint the background. And
Right.
and so I was called on to do fill-ins for Angie Martinez and Wendy. And the day that Angie and Wendy fought, this is so
Wait,
funny.
hold on. What?
They had a fight. They had a fist fight because Wendy said something
physical
about
fight?
Yeah, it was right at the vending machine outside of the. You remember Hot 97? The studio was here, the vending machine and the bathrooms were here, and Kiss FM was right across. And there was a little circle with phones where our phone operators would sit. So Angie must have heard Wendy talking about her and Q-Tip's relationship, and she came in that day doing the windmill. It was all,
Angie was like
it was all windmill.
here for it.
It was all windmill.
I mean, but I'm
She
saying
was here for a windmill.
Wow.
How you winning?
Angie's is Angie because Wendy's
winning?
tall. Is Angie? Was there a
Neither was a fighter.
Okay.
Angie was
Well,
just enraged, right?
Right.
The fact is, they had to stagger their punishments because I was the only fill-in girl.
Oh wow.
So I filled in when Wendy got in trouble for the fight. I filled in for her for 2 weeks, and then Wendy came back, and then when Angie got on punishment, and I had to fill in for Angie for 2 weeks. Wow. So I'm okay now. Like, I'm okay that I'm not making records because I'm on the radio and I'm still seeing my artist friends. I'm making change. I can buy my pocketbooks. I can pay my rent.
Right. And you have stability and you have all the things.
Yeah. And I still have my Motown monthly money coming because Andre put us on monthly allowance. He didn't
so
give
you guys
me your
were getting
advance.
a stipend. Oh, wow. Okay.
Because Jodeci fucked theirs up.
Oh.
And so he was like, never again. I'm going to put it monthly. So
That was
y'all
smart.
ain't coming back to me every month asking for more money.
Yeah, that was smart.
So I still had my stipend, even though I left them. They never officially dropped me. Probably to this day, I never got drop papers. But
Jonesy still signed to Motown.
I'm still on Motown. Album coming soon.
Wow.
So the radio just caught on,
Yeah.
right? And then when they needed a new morning show, they
Okay.
asked me if I wanted to be third wheel, of course, because I was like running out of my money and I
Okay.
needed a. And so I did third wheel for a while, and then they moved me up to
When you say third wheel, what does that mean?
that you're like the girl in the streets. You're the one that doesn't talk on the
okay,
mic.
right,
You're
right,
not first
okay.
mic, which was
Okay.
at that point Steph Lover.
Okay.
Second mic was Kurt Flirt.
Okay.
Ed Lover and Dr. Dre had just gotten $1 million deal in California, so they left the morning show.
I remember that. Okay.
The roll call. What's up, y'all?
Yeah.
They went to L.A. So our boss, Tracy, was left scrambling to replace a morning show. So she put Steph Lover, Kurt Flirt. She called me and said, how about you be the girl on the street? So I was the girl on the street.
Okay.
One morning I came back from the street too early for Steph Lover's liking. And she started giving me the business. I started giving it back. And the mics were on and we didn't know. So the people from sales, they come down that same window, that same studio window that you saw Windmill fighting with Angie. And they're like, the mics are on. And Tracy was on her way in. And I knew what was happening next.
Did they fire you?
They didn't. They would have, but I got in front of it. And I was like, I'm sorry, I apologize. You know, I came back early, but only because I heard Wendy on the radio in New York. Now, she was in Philly at this point because she had gotten fired and whatever. So they wanted her far away. I heard her on the radio. It must have been bleeding through when I came back to tell you. And Steph started attacking me and whatever. And then she was like, okay. And then when she called Steph's like, what the fuck? And Tracy did not appreciate that. So she told Steph, stay home. Cool down, don't come back till morning. And then she put Fat Man Scoop, rest his soul,
Right.
and me in mornings.
So you ended up. So that's whose job you took. It wasn't Wendy. It was Steph.
I mean, wasn't really her. She hadn't really been there that long. Like, why are you coming from out of town, taking over New York Morning Radio anyway?
Listen, let me tell you, there's a through line. Don't not show up for work because it's already somebody prepared to step in and slide in and do it.
And I just didn't want to lose my job based on me getting caught up and reacting, right?
Yeah.
So me and Scoop rocked out, and I guess Scoop got comfortable enough that he decided to introduce Star and Buck Wild to Tracy.
Okay.
Never knowing that he was introducing his soon-to-be replacement.
Really?
Yeah.
So Star and Buck Wild, there was a controversy. So that's a moment. That's a trigger moment.
They made
I'm
fun
not
of.
gonna even hold you up.
No.
That Star guy will say whatever he wants to say.
Now he's going against everything I am, everything I built up, because remember, I'm a singer that's doing radio, not radio that happened to sing.
Right.
So now you calling, who are you not calling names? But you made fun of Aaliyah dying in a plane crash. And at that point.
On air live?
On air live. And I'm there. So you know how it looks like one in, all in. Bitch, you was sitting there with him. You had to know. I had to separate because I didn't know. And I knew that would end me. And if I'm going to be ended, let it be for some wild shit I say, not from some skit that you say.
Right.
So when I walked off the show that morning.
So he said that he made the joke and you were like, this is enough. And
it was too much.
Oh, wow. Good.
She had just passed away like 2 days prior.
Right.
I think it was a Friday.
Right.
And then Tracy called me, our boss, and she was like, how dare you? You don't separate from your coworkers. You don't do that. It doesn't matter what they did, how bad it was. You never do that on the air.
But we disrespecting the dead on the air. So what is that? And
now you have Kevin Hart being roasted by people disrespecting the dead, and it's the #1 Netflix series. So Nikki,
yeah. It's real crazy out here. It's real crazy out here. It's a whole nother So did they fire you?
They were like kind of suspending, but then 20 minutes later, all the advertisers started pulling their money from Hot 97.
Boom.
So she calls me and she goes, I need you to come in tomorrow.
Boom.
The world doesn't want to hear from Star. I'm putting him on suspension. I'm like, oh, now you're shooting me on my pinky toe.
Funny how
right?
the tables turn. Now it's you running after me.
Right.
I love it.
Right.
Wow.
And I just wanted my job. So I'm like, okay, boss, I'll be there.
Yeah.
I'll save the shit.
Yeah.
Right. So I go in. I'm doing mornings. Everyone is still mad. Like black people galvanized against Star and Buck Wild for Aaliyah.
Of course.
Aaliyah's passing was
our baby
symbolic.
girl.
And she didn't bother anybody.
Period. Non-problematic.
And that could have been any of us.
Yes.
So we galvanized. So it just was, be it not for 9/11, Star and Buck Wild would probably have never been, because the advertisers were jumping left and right. 9/11 happens the next week, and the Aaliyah narrative goes away.
Wow.
Because now you have
just that fast
planes hitting buildings.
Yeah.
And they forgot about the little 4-page letter girl.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
very, very sad.
So he fires me. He fires me when he gets the chance to fire me off the show because he didn't like that I separated myself from the team. And
Right.
So, so I wind up, strangely enough, I find out I'm fired from Wendy Williams. She's on air on BLS. She actually started on 9/11.
Oh, wow.
So I find out the bitch is gone. She got fired. Star set. And I'm like, wait, what? No one told me anything. I'm in renegotiations with Tracy.
Right.
Find out. Tracy's like, go talk to him. I'm like, what? He's not my boss. You are. I knew the writing on the wall. So Wendy calls me and she goes, Jones, I got to talk quick before Kev comes in. Because her husband, Kevin, hated me. Because he knew I knew what he would. I told her what he said when she went in the store when she first introduced me to him. That he was, I have to say allegedly because I don't want either of us to stop before we start. Right. That when she makes it, he going to make sure he right there. And maybe that's not bad, right? But in my mind, that means you're an opportunist.
Ooh.
Right? Ooh. So he never liked me. And he tried to alienate her and keep her away, which why in the end, she had no one to turn to until she did the perp walk back to my house, which who even knew she knew who told her where I lived. In the middle of the night, she comes after 20 years, 25 years, whatever.
Wow.
Slid off her wig, cried in
Wendy
my arms.
Wendy Williams knocking at your door.
Knocking at my door.
Wow. What did she say?
She walks in the house. And the people on the block, they see this black SUV come up, so everyone's nosy and they're looking. And they're like, is that the... She comes in, she knows they're watching. There's a pencil on my kitchen table. I'm cleaning like a dog because when she called and she goes, Jones, what's your address? I'm coming over. Yeah.
Right. Oh, shit.
I'm like, okay. Meanwhile, my son just left to go back to school, boarding school. There's suitcases, there's shit that... You know how when you pack
Yeah.
My hair sitting on... I'm like, what the fuck? So I just started throwing shit on the patio, closing the curtain, throwing things in the refrigerator, closing the door, because I don't need this bitch talking about me on Hot Topics, right?
Right.
So
in
she
that
gets
purple
it.
chair.
You're not going to get me in that chair.
Right.
So she walks in. There's a pencil on the table. She puts it underneath her breast, and it drops, and she goes, that's the life I'm living. Or something like that.
What?
To show me that her tits
breasts were
still...
perfect?
Right.
Oh, wow.
My
That's
God.
crazy.
So she comes and sits down, and then we start talking, and she starts... We need a part 2, girl. We need a part
What?
two. She starts talking. Her mom had just passed away.
Okay.
But she's seeing her mom. She's seeing her mom through the window in the sky. So she starts talking like her mom. Wendy!
Oh, wow. Was this after she fell on the show?
Oh, yeah.
Remember
it was
the
after she
Statue of
fell.
Liberty thing?
It was after she fell
So
on
she-
Kevin's mistress. It was after she fell on Kevin's new baby. It was after she fell on the house that he bought for another bitch across the street or down the block, whatsoever. It was after she did all the falls, falling all, calling all.
So, did she just kind of start? In your opinion, was it kind of like did she start falling apart?
When her mom
or spiraling?
died, I think that was
the trigger.
Yeah, because he had been
Wow.
who he was all along. But when you do it in front of the public, and I'm here every day in a purple chair talking about everybody else falling, it does something.
Yeah.
Why she felt she could confide in me, why she felt I was the least threat, is only because I've always known a lot about Wendy and I've never shared. And as much as we have
Nice.
shot barbs against each other,
Yeah.
I've never shared the things that I could have because at the end of the day, bitch, I love you. I
Yeah.
love you.
Oh,
You were
good for you,
fearless. You were the
Jonesy. Yeah.
blueprint.
Yeah.
You
She
gave girls
was.
like me the
She's
opportunity.
the one, the queen of all media. Ain't that what they call her?
Yeah. So
Wow.
I held her. She was crying. She was like, "Don't worry, Kev. Your check's in the mail."
So she was holding all that inside, and you felt like a safe space.
Yeah,
and
but
she
then
just released
I'm
it.
holding her and I'm like, "Bitch, you built this." She's like, "I did." I'm like, "And you're gonna build it again." I will. You will. Put your fucking hair back on. She put her wig back on. No, serious. And I'm talking her up, and she gets so
Pause.
Yeah, because she
Put your
slid it
fucking hair
off.
back on.
Put your fucking hair back on, bitch. You know how to do it. So then she puts her hair on. She sits up, pushes her things back so we can see the jewelry. And then she looks at me and she goes to me, "What is that? Your mother'd be ashamed of you."
At your stomach?
At my stomach.
What?
And I'm like,
After you done let her cry and slap on your shoulder, how dare you?
But you know who Wendy is,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And it's something you got to appreciate about somebody who's going to be that real with you.
I mean, we've come to appreciate it now.
Yeah.
But in that moment,
it's
I'm like,
bitch, is you crazy?
would my
Right.
mother really be ashamed? Do I need to push
Right,
away from
right,
the table? She
right,
said,
right.
yes, push away from the table, Jonesy.
Wow.
She named me. Her and Method Man argue over who named me Jonesy.
That's such a flex.
That's such a flex.
That's such a flex. Her and Method Man argue over who names me
Who
Jonesy.
named me Jonesy? He will tell you
Wow.
to the, if you talk to Meth, he will say, I named
named her
her low
Jonesy.
key. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
And
they
Wendy
gonna
can't
split it.
remember shit, so she'll be like, he
Right.
probably did. But near and dear, love always, on some grown woman shit.
On some grown
bitch,
woman
you
shit.
went through it before I could even imagine what the shit was going to be to go through.
Yeah. She was definitely the blueprint and the bar. You know what I mean? And I hate what happened to her. It's interesting that's that conversation about ownership we've been talking about. Like I don't understand how
That was Wells
she
Fargo.
didn't have ownership of her.
That was Wells Fargo.
Well,
Wells
beyond
Fargo.
the Wells Fargo thing, I mean, her show, her Twitter handle, her Instagram handle. Like, you built the Wendy Williams brand, and to not... I remember when Sherry, who I love Sherry, you know, we've known each other since we were struggling in the streets of LA, right? But I remember when that handle became...
I didn't even know that.
Oh,
I didn't know that part of things.
Wendy's handle was property... Allegedly, I just saw that it kind of switched over because I know that the Wendy show handle started promoting some of the other stuff, and I was just thinking to myself, but she's got, at least she has all these millions of followers in social media because she started a separate page, right? She started her own Wendy Williams page, so it isn't the existing. So that's just, you know, and we don't know a lot of things, and
We don't,
I'm
but
not
what we
saying
do
you
know
but-
is that we're going to learn from what she didn't know or
Absolutely.
didn't do, and we're going to do better to
Absolutely.
honor her, right?
Absolutely.
Which is
We
why
gotta
you
learn
and
from
I-
our ancestors. Well, not that she's an ancestor yet, but we got to
Our
learn from those
elders.
that came before me.
Our OGs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Our, the ones that were here before
Yeah.
us. So it doesn't go, so all her struggles and her efforts don't go in vain.
Right. And for you to still show up for her after there were things, that happened. That
Her
were really
husband,
crazy.
Kevin, tried to have me murdered. And I'm not saying allegedly. Because the lawyer called me. It's in the court documents. Anyone can look this up.
Wait, slow down. Wait.
I am not brand Nubian. I am not slow down. Yup. Kevin tried to have me murdered. You could say allegedly, because this is your shit.
Allegedly.
And while I was on Hot 97 mornings, because he didn't like the fact that finally I started clapping back at her. She would always say things and I would never respond. But I just got perturbed and I started clapping back and saying things about her. And I knew, and if a hit dog hollers. So now I'm clapping back and I'm saying real stuff. Y'all just saying stupid petty stuff about me. And so he attempted to have me murdered.
How did you... did somebody show up at your door? How do you know this?
I was on vacation with my husband at the time in Aruba, and my best friend, Sharice from Changing Faces, called and was like, bitch, you all right? I'm like, not what you calling me long distance. Am I paying for this? Or, like, who's roaming? And she said, turn on the news. And there was my face split screen.
On the news?
In Aruba. My face split screen, Wendy Williams' face split screen, saying murder plot on fellow radio jock. Yeah.
Wow.
So so that means if the news got it, it's new, and then the phone keeps ringing. The phone keeps ringing internationally, right? Because ain't nobody calling you international. So there was a lawsuit at WBLS between one of their interns, and she, in proving her case, said, and he tried to put a hit out on Miss Jones from Hot 97. And obviously, she was able to prove or convince, or you say they were supposed to show up at that time. They've been trying to sit out there in front of the station for days and weeks. Now, later on, my co-host, DJ Envy, would come to me and say, I saw Kev last night. He said to tell you that was bullshit and he wasn't trying to kill you. No, that ain't how this goes. Because even if he's over trying to kill me, what about the clarion call to all the crazies out there that will try and prove a point to Kev by actually trying to kill me?
Right. That loyalty, that's crazy. You don't play with that. And that ain't no just take it back.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. It's no Uno reversing in that.
Wow.
How you Uno?
That is crazy.
Yeah, so.
How you Uno?
How you reverse it?
Wow. So for that to have happened and you still to embrace her just says a lot about who you are as a woman.
And you know what, Nick? She brought that shit up. I didn't even bring it up.
Oh, she brought it up.
You going through, your money's in the mail, Kev, and Wendy? And she said, by the way, Kev didn't really try to have you. She said that.
So why she knew about this plot.
Of all the things to bring up, you poking me like the Pillsbury doll, you talking to your mother who ain't there, and you talking about a payment for for alimony, and then suddenly you remember the murder plot.
Oh, wow.
That's why I'm like,
oh, wow.
She played too much, and Wells Fargo got in that whole playing act or whatever and got that ass.
And that was it. Wow. This is crazy. We have got to do an extension of this conversation, but before we go, I got 2 minutes. You're a mom.
Yes.
And you decided that motherhood and your kids and showing up to the games and being present was super important. Walk me through what it was like being. Do your children know who their mother is?
They know now. They still don't care. The older one, he leverages me. The younger one doesn't care. Like, he's calling, I'm on my way here, and he's like, what am I going to do? I need a new physical therapist. I need another trainer. He don't give a damn about none of what we excited about. Right. He don't care. As long as I'm there with his protein drink and his whatever his cleats and his wrestling gear, he don't give a damn.
He don't give a damn. You just mama.
And I love that.
That is amazing.
The other ones in my DMs, managing, keeping all the men at bay.
I love that.
Yeah, and interning for me. So
I love that. Well, this is we doing like a little mashup, and I don't want to get into the R&B Divas conversation on Diary of a Diva,
right?
Because I'm sitting down with you on your show, Pink Champs.
Yes, Nikki, come
on
through.
And the people, so you guys got this version of Jonesy with this juicy. And then you're gonna tune in. You'll have an opportunity to get this, us talking about what it is that we're doing, and what we're doing is huge, and it is amazing.
Thank you.
And I'm so grateful that we met. And I feel like you have all the qualities and everything that it takes to ride this thing out. But we gonna let these people understand more about how that transpired and where that is going. And we definitely gonna have to do a part 2 once we start production of this.
Yeah. Thank you.
But I want to say, Jonesy, you are an inspiration.
As are you.
Thank you, sis.
I love your fight.
Thank you.
And you're an example of what it looks like going through the wilderness, not giving up, coming back, not knowing.
Yeah.
And still standing strong, right? You're still out here taking chances on people.
Yeah.
You're still doubling down on yourself.
Yeah.
And we watched you go through it.
Yeah.
So that's no speculation. We saw you go through it.
Yeah.
You were being dragged left and right. And look, here you are.
Here we are.
Still bossing up. Cameras, lights, action. Let's go.
Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, you will get part 2 of this sit down in a different environment on Pink Champs.
Come on.
Between the two of us.
Yeah.
Jonesy, you the real deal, Holyfield. I'm
Appreciate
geeked up about it. I'm shocked as hell about the Wendy Williams stuff, but upward and onward.
Yes, always.
And if we can get a cameo from Wendy Williams, that would be fantastic. I think that people want to see it. But I know that you're going to protect and cover her, and if she ain't ready, it ain't going to happen.
Yeah, I don't want that. That
it's
won't
all
be
love.
me. Like,
Yeah,
why would she have her
absolutely.
up there propped up and she can't
Absolutely,
remember things? You know.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Nikki Gilbert Daniels, and this is the one, the only Miss Jones, aka Jonesy. You've been watching Diary of a Diva. It's been fantastic. I love you. I'm excited about where we're going.
Thank you for
Jonesy.
including me.
Absolutely. Diary of a Diva. We'll see y'all next time.
This is my diary. I'm sharing with you. This is my journey, my cross to bear. I know the truth because I was there. You think you know, but you have no idea. This is my diary, diary of a diva.